Well, we pulled over on the side of the road. I think I outsmarted the firework traffic. So tonight's fireworks night at Mohawk. Ollie doesn't like the big bangs, and Ava likes the fireworks. I'm a little indifferent. Amy's tired, so it doesn't matter. But when you're on site, it's very loud. Ollie, you don't need to cover your ears. I mean, they're not going to go off. So what we did was, for those of you who know Mohawk, we parked on the side of the road right by the 401. So when the fireworks are over, we can beat the traffic and right back on the 401, not hear the bangs, and get to see the lights. So I think we're in the perfect spot right now. So I'm going to try and roll through the babies real quick for you. I'll give you a list, just a verbal list at the end of my commentaries of who's going to Mohawk. Now, this week, the horses going to Mohawk to school on Monday are horses that, one, need a little bit more work, maybe a little timid, a little immature, a little silly, or horses that we really got to put some work into and don't want to work them too hard on the half-mile track. No. Now, the horses that train really, really good at the open house don't need to come over here. They're a couple of weeks ahead of probably everybody around here. So it gave us an opportunity to let the other horses catch up. There will be horses like Maintenance Man that are heading over just because he looks at stuff. And I don't want to be going big miles with that colt. Again, we're trying to be very careful with Maintenance Man. So we are going to go some good miles and put some real good muscle on that colt's body without working him too hard. Anyway, I'll run through the list in a minute. Run through the list of anything that I thought was astonishing this week, or anything very little changed, but we'll give you a little heads up. Some things did change, and I didn't tell anybody this. Arvika. We made a little shoeing change in Arvika. I went to go first trip with her, and she was still a little bumpy. I put the hobbles on her. Just slapped the hobbles on her. She never wore them a day in her life, and I went out and trained her a massive mile at the farm. So I'm a little torn. Do I think Arvika desperately needs the hobbles? No. She was super effective with them on the other day. So I don't know. Again, I said we're probably going to school that filly and then turn her out for a month, and that's still the plan. The problem I have is that Arvika has her stakes program starting June 27th. Now, to have her ready for June 27th, she has to have a race into her, say, June 20th. She has to be qualified by the 12th, 13th. And then after that, June 27th, July 4th, July 11th, there's nothing to almost September for that filly. So for me, Ava Lily, stop being silly right now. You're going to see the fireworks because they're going to be the only things in the sky other than the moon. So stop silly. So Arvika, to have her ready for June 27th just makes no sense because they can only stay good for so long. And to have her ready for the end of the year at Kentucky, the Breeders' Crown, and these, again, take this with a grain of salt. I have to mention it, but these horses got a lot to prove before we start talking Breeders' Crown and, Grand Circuit in Kentucky. But that's what we have them staked for. We spent $300,000, over $300,000, staking this stable this year. And I believe that we have some really talented horses, and I'm going to talk about them in the light that I believe they're in right now. And for me, I think she's proven time and time again all winter, Arvika's a tremendously talented trotter. So we can either worry about New Jersey in June, or we can worry about the rest of the world in September. And for me, I'm looking to turn her out for a month towards the middle of June, bring her back July 15th, have her ready for August 1st. Then you have, what's the stake race for the Peaceful Way? No, Peaceful Way is the big one, but there's like a tune-up stake in, I forget the name of it. Anyway, it's a tune-up stake, final goes for like 30 or 40,000 at Mohawk. We'll aim her for that. No, the Elegant Image for 3-year-olds, I think. Like the Dream Maker is the pace version. Anyway, doesn't matter. There's a stake race we paid her into towards the middle of August. No, that's for Pacers. See, they turned the lights off over here, Ollie? The fireworks are about to start. So, we're going to have Arvika ready for the end of July. I think it makes more sense. Gives her a real chance. We're going to put a good mile into her in 2.2, 2.3. Shut her down for a month. Let her really fill out. And I think what you're going to see is a monster come back the end of July. So that's the plan with her. Autumn Wings is making the schooling list tomorrow. She went a mile in 2.6 at the farm. Little stiff. You watch the mile, she's much better, much better, but still a little unsure of herself in the corners. As I've said many times, doesn't really matter because she's not racing on a half-mile track. She's Pennsylvania bred. So I'm going to take her over, get her in the middle of the pack, try and teach her how to do things. And as her body matures, and the speed is obviously there, as her body matures, everything will hopefully mesh together perfectly towards the end of June when her stake races start. If in turn we want to have her ready for the end of June, first part of July, hopefully we can get that all to mesh together perfectly. So she's going over to school Monday. Bay Jewel looked tremendous, looked fantastic. She ain't going anywhere Monday. She's going to get a week to relax. She went a mile in 2.6 and a bit, 2.7 at the farm, come a half in 1.1. Did everything you could possibly want her to do. She's a total package. She's a professional, fast on her feet, smart, understands it. She can go over maybe next Friday. Be My Delight. Is she on the list? Be My Delight. Yes, she is right there. Be My Delight's on the list. Not really that worried about this filly. She's smart as hell. Every week we play it by ear. Her knees look good this week. She had a little bit of heat in one curb, Amy was saying, but nothing to be too concerned about. So I think what we're going to do is, she's tentatively on the list to go over Monday. Not a big deal, but I believe we'll probably get her there for Monday. Better Call Mike has turned out for another month and a half, I believe. Boldness just went out. Buckingham, she on the list? Buckingham's on the list. She's been lurking in the weeds for a while. This filly's ready to explode. No hurry with her. I'm going to ask Mike Saftik to go with her again. He was really, really impressed with her at the open house. So Mike Saftik will be back on Buckingham on Monday, hopefully. Casanova's Jewel, I think he's on the list, yeah. Just a little bit of a wooden head. So we made some shoeing adjustments. I didn't personally go with him this week since we made the shoeing changes. But Kyle went with him 2 or 3 times, said just a massive difference in this colt's gait and attitude. So he's going over. Again, just a maturity thing with him. Want to get his confidence up and get him moving proper. You know, I think we've proven that he's not comfortable or happy going fast miles on a half-mile track. He's too big. He's a giant. So we're going to get him over to Mohawk on Monday. Cash in on me, obviously not ready yet. Probably a good 6 weeks away from being ready to go fast if we continue to see that progression. We saw about 2 weeks of regression from him, and I had mentioned that when I was... where was I at with the Uber? Ohio. When I was in Ohio, on my way to Ohio. Very disappointed with him for about 10 days or 2 weeks. You're going to see that give and take with him, and very happy with what I saw last week at the open house. A little bumpy still, but much better. So he's coming, but he's good 6 weeks from being behind the gate. Captain Miraculous, got to be careful. He's got that curb that just got cryoed. We want to make sure we get a real good hold on it before we ask him for any speed. He's not going to Mohawk for a couple of weeks probably. Cruising in Angus, Amy said he didn't make the list. He's right on the, let's call him an also eligible. If we got one that's sick or just not doesn't do what we need him to do, we're going to have Cruising in Angus ready to rock, ready to go over there. Any scratches of either gate, and we're going to make some adjustments and get him over there on Monday. He's close to being able to go over there. The thing I was most impressed with, we trained him without the hobbles. Middle of the week, Danny went with him, and I thought he looked tremendous. I thought he looked much, much better. So we're going to take the hobbles off him and off Ivanka. She is going over, obviously. She has to be ready for Illinois. So a couple of horses that are losing their hobbles this week. Cruising in Angus will be without hobbles in his next schooler. If it won't be Monday, then it'll be next Friday. Curious Winner, he didn't make it. He did lots of work at the open house. I still see some cracks in him, so running in a little bit, not literal cracks, but running in, still made a mistake after the mile in the turn. Mentally, still not sure if he doesn't want to kill anyone. He seems good, but I'm not going to tempt fate. So he went a really good mile at the farm the other day. Probably wait till Friday and take him over to Mohawk. Dance Hall Babe, we mentioned she's one of the horses we want to scale back a little bit. I got to understand that her raw talent makes her very capable and able to go with these horses. But for me, I don't want to put her in a position where I'm asking too much of her. She did miss 5 or 6 weeks getting OCDs out. Well, let's not push her too much. She won't go back probably 2 weeks, I'd say, before I have her to Mohawk. Dancing on My Own, she's on the list, I believe. Yep, Dancing on My Own's on the list. Very happy with her the other day. Mario thought maybe let her hobbles out. We made a shoeing adjustment on her. Going to see if that helps. Again, this is another big, long, tall filly. Don't want to be asking her for too much. Stakes are coming, but we always have to be cognitive of the long game. Long game is her whole career. If we feel that pushing her right now is at all, any way, shape, or form a detriment to her overall maturity, going to step back a little bit. So we'll see how she looks on Monday. I expect her to be much better, as I said, with the shoeing changes we made. Delcrest Star Angel clearly won't be ready, although she did go good the other day. She made a massive leap. She probably won't be going anywhere near any gates for a month, at least. But very happy with what I've seen from her over the last 2 weeks. Looked great the other day at the open house. Final answer, close but no. Very, very talented colt. Don't ask him for too much. I'm just a little concerned when he sees the gate. He's going to want to explode forward. So we want to make sure we have a little more foundation in him before we get there. He's pretty level-headed now, so I don't think he's going to have any issues with the gate. Just want to make sure that he's sound and tight and smart enough to get over there. I don't want him doing too much, and he's the type of horse that'll go out and try and do too much. So just going to coddle him a little bit. He might not even make next Friday. It might be the following Monday or the following Friday for him. No concerns there. All I see is speed from this colt. Hard 8, big giant filly, no rush with her. She went a huge mile in the jog cart 10 days ago. She went a big mile on the race bike. Oh yeah, I forgot him. Big mile on the race bike the other day. Very impressed with this filly. In no way, shape, or form do I want to rush her. So, honey, you're not going to miss the fireworks. Ollie has found a way to combat the fireworks. He just fell right asleep. Ollie Bear went right to sleep on us. So he's beating us. He does not want to see the fireworks. Ollie Bear, do you not want to see the fireworks? They're starting. No? You just have a little nap then. I guess it is 10 o'clock, so what are you going to do?
I want to stay.
We're not going anywhere, honey. You're going to see the fireworks in a second. So, Hard 8, not any rush. She's done way more than she needs to do right now. Throttle it back. A little more foundation under her for the next week. She'll be over there maybe next Friday. Friggin' Biggin, I skipped him, sorry. Friggin' Biggin, is he on the list? No. Oh, Biggin didn't make it? Friggin' Biggin's got a pretty good foundation under him. Maybe another week of working hard, and then we'll take him over. Obviously, I'm very happy with what I've seen with him. Smart colt, too. A little smarter than people give him credit. No, yeah, Amy just said to me, she goes, last week you called him stupid. I just mean, I did contradict myself. Okay, I said he was stupid 2 weeks ago, but when he's on the track, there's no way to contradict. I guess it is what it is. I call him stupid one week and smart the next week. So this colt wants to do his work. So let's go about it a little different way so I don't sound like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. He wants to do his work. A lot of these horses that want to do their work, sometimes they don't understand exactly what it takes to get to the races. I don't want to frustrate this colt, so I'd like to get a couple more faster miles into him without the gate, and then when we show him the gate, hopefully he'll be leveled off a little bit. So I don't mean to, I should have been a little more clear about what I was saying. So Friggin' Biggin is a worker. I've said that time and time and time again. I love this horse because he's a worker. Now I want to put the foundation under him before I show him the gate and ask him to do more than is really fair for him. So another week for Friggin' Biggin at the farm. Holding Steady obviously is going to be there Monday. This colt's knocked it out of the park. He kept throwing him fastballs and he kept hitting it out of the park. He looks better and better and better every week. He will be ready, shockingly ready for the 13th or the 15th. Do you see them going, honey?
Yeah, I saw one of the lights go.
No, you'll see them soon. They'll be going big time soon. So, Holding Steady's done everything great so far. Ivanka, another one, Illinois. She's going to be there on Monday. Going to take the hobbles off Ivanka. I trained her slow mile the other day. Really happy with what I saw from Ivanka the other day. So, we're going to have her over there for sure on Monday morning. Candy Mac, I think he made the list. Yep. Candy Mac, he's ready to start putting some muscle on him. If you remember, Candy Mac was bought in the first grouping of horses. I trained him mile the other day in 15, come like 30 seconds in the jog cart. He's ready to get some speed put under him now. He's one of those horses that, as far as his overall ability, I think he's perfect. But he's going to have to use every ounce of it. Oh, there goes the fireworks. He has to use, right there. He has to use every ounce of it to get there.
Daddy, I can't see that car in the way.
Well, we are at a stoplight, honey.
Wow.
So, oh, there's Ollie Bear. He woke right up. It's like an alarm went off. Is that too loud for you? Do you want to put the windows up, or is that that's okay? Windows up? Okay.
Hey, no.
Ave, relax. You can see them. They're not loud, honey. She wants to see them. Is that okay?
I don't want to hear them.
Why? They're not going to hurt you. They're way over there. I don't know. Anyway, so Candy Mac, we're gonna put some good miles on him starting Monday, and by the time he gets to Ohio, he'll be as tight and ready to go as anybody. And I think he's the type of horse that'll really benefit. The more tools you give him to work with, the more he'll use. So I think these next 3 weeks of miles will really go a long way for Candy Mac's maturity. What do we got? King of the Ball, yes. Went a little squirrely on me the other day. I made a break at the training center in his set. I trained him on Wednesday. He trained good, but he's acting up a little bit. You know, if this was if this was March, April, he'd be gelding right now. So I hope he doesn't force my hand, because we are getting a little late, but we are very late. But I will not hesitate to geld him if he keeps up getting a little hot. So he's been controllable before. I'm just going to chalk it up to a little learning curve. Leave him alone for now. I shouldn't say leave him alone. He's going to Mohawk Monday. He was due to be shod, I guess, at the open house. He wears a set of flip-flops. So flip-flops are exactly what they sound like. Flip-flops are half a shoe with a rubber part at the back. Helps with the concussion of the track. He hits the track very hard for a little horse. So so for me, King of the Ball needs to have some time behind the gate. I'll get James to go. And James usually gets along really well with this colt. I just want him to sit in the pack, learn, and behave. So for the next 3 weeks, slower miles, faster miles, but in a slow way. No, they're not over for a bet yet, buddy. We're gonna have some slower miles for. No, well, I may have a little closer, maybe, honey, but not much. So in regards to King of the Ball, I think the few weeks of schooling and really getting some experience under that horse's belt will do him a lot of good. So that's where we're at with King of the Ball. He'll be going over to school on Monday. Christine K will not. Christine K's been asked for a lot over the last few weeks. She's a month behind these other horses, and she is not going there for at least a couple of weeks. There's a trailer leaving Mohawk now. So Christine K, definitely not for at least 2 weeks. Linnea, no need to rush her over there. She's an absolute professional. I don't think we'll have any issues with Linnea. Really impressed with this filly. That's an understatement. She's been fantastic. Lights out the last 3 months. And no need to have her over there early. She's already figured it out. Maintenance Man, we're going to start putting him in the packs, getting him over to Mohawk. He wears that shadow blind, and there are shadows at Mohawk. So I think he might be a little timid at the gate. Just needs a little gate experience. I think I might sit behind him. I probably shouldn't. I might sit behind him Monday, but we'll see Monday with Maintenance Man. So he is going. Majesty Boy, is he making it over? Majesty Boy? Yep, Majesty Boy's on the list. Another horse we bought in the first sale, so he's got a month's work ahead of everybody else. No need not to have him over at Mohawk. Probably the extra work will help him. Much like Maxwell Plum and Candy Mac, they need to pack that work on. So so that'll go a long way for him. Maxwell Plum, as I just said, another horse. He's in there. He's in the list. They need to pack some muscle on it. They're smart. Just give them more tools and they'll use them. So they're all kind of working man's horses, if you will. Candy Mac, Maxwell Plum, and Majesty Boy. I want to make sure. Yeah, I want to make sure that they're all ready to rock when they get to Ohio for June, end of June. So that's Maxwell Plum. Mo Better, he's not on the list, I don't think, is he, Mo? Mo's just a really slick-gated, quick colt. No need to get him over there too early. Long season for a small horse. He is paid into the Battle of Waterloo in the OSS. Don't want to be in a big hurry with him. I know how fast he can go right now. No need to have him over there just yet. Mr. Caper obviously not going over. Mr. Caper's going to the pool. Instead, he's going to do some laps in the pool for the next 2.5 weeks. Not an Angel will be there. Another Illinois-bred filly that can benefit from, not benefit, she needs the work, and she's going to qualify in a week or 10 days, so she needs to be there. Oso Pine, super talented colt, just a freak. And no need for him to get there. No need to push him. He pushes himself, and tons of speed in this colt. So probably going to wait at least a week for him. Quartz Blue Chip, she on the list? Quartz Blue Chip. Yeah, her knees bother her a little bit. She trained great the other day. Everybody's been happy with her. I want to keep that forward progression going. I want to keep herself in a positive mindset. So no hurry with Quartz Blue Chip. She'll be over in maybe 10 days, maybe even 2 weeks. No rush with her. Ready for the beach? He on there? No, I don't have ready for the... Yes, he is. Yeah, he's on there. Another Ohio colt. Get him in behind the gate. A little timid sometimes. He's going to need the experience. Mostly this trip over to the Mohawk on Monday is for horses that are a little timid, a little shy, little green, if you will. A lot of these horses have been trained in racing scenarios all winter, as you know. So getting them behind the gate Monday are the ones that need the extra gate work. They're mostly the ones that are taking up Monday. So ready for the beach is there. Rock on the roll. I don't have to look. He's going to be there. He's another colt that should be doing more than he's doing. I think he's cheating on us a little bit. So a couple of fast miles in him might shake the bolts up and get him underway. Hervé LeBron, is he on there? No, he doesn't need to be on there. He's a worker. He's worked through a lot of... He found a quarter crack on him. The vet said the splint's killing him. He touched his knee 2 weeks ago. He's a tough bugger, but I could have put him on the list, but he's maybe also eligible too. Cruising Angus is one. Screaming Hawk, is he on the list? Screaming Hawk didn't make. Another horse could be over there, but not. We can only take 20. So I think I picked the right 20 on the pace, 10 on the pace, 10 on the trot.
He's gone before.
Screaming Hawk's been at Mohawk, just not behind the gate. He's done everything we asked him to. No big hurry with him. See you in Tuscany. Been training great. I scored him a quarter the other day. He's fast. First time I sat behind him in a long time. No hurry with him. Speed's no problem. He's intelligent. Get him behind the gate next week. I'm sure he'll only need one session before he qualifies. And that's the other thing, is that 2 schoolers in the qualifier might do this group of horses good, whereas the smarter ones just need 1 schooler and 1 qualifier. So that's who's going Monday. See you in Tuscany is not. Stolen Dance, not going to have her ready until the end of July. Obviously, no need to get her behind the gate yet. Springbridge Proud, going to wait a week with him. He's smart as hell, that horse. No problems at all with him. How's the fireworks, Ollie? Do you like them? They're pretty, eh? Yeah. So, well, they're almost over, buddy. Springbridge Proud. No need to get him there. Smart as a whip. So he'll go in a week's time. Stonebridge Loyal. Harry's happy with her progression, happy with her knees, but just going to take it easy. Might take her over to Mohawk in the middle of the week, train her a good mile, and then bring her back the following Monday, possibly. She won't be there this Monday, maybe next Monday. Stonebridge Simba, pretty smart colt. He's been over at Mohawk once already. Doesn't seem to bother him, so we'll wait for him till Friday probably. Doing everything right and look great in the open house. Sunshine's Finest, going to take another week. Very cautious with those curbs. This colt has some really, really freakish speed, tremendous talent. Those curbs were crowd a few weeks ago. He's a little cow hawk, so we're always going to have that added loaded pressure on his hawks and on his curbs. Just going to take it easy. I went in and looked at him tonight when I went back. His curbs are ice cold. Let's not poke the bear with this guy. So we're going to wait another week with him. Sunshine's Finest, another bit of a freak. No need to have her over there. Speed-wise, she's way ahead of most people. Oh, Sunshine Inn, don't know. Well, Sunshine's Finest is the one with the curbs. Oh, Amy says I made a mistake. Sunshine's Finest is the colt with the curbs. They were cold tonight. And again, don't want to poke the bear with him. Sunshine Inn is a freakishly fast filly. Obviously, you saw that in the move Mario put on them at the open house. And take her time with her. No rush. Another week or 10 days. Swandray the Giant. See on the list?
No.
Yeah, so gotta get those splints crowd on him. Like, he's fast as fast can be, but just gonna take our time with him also. He's pretty much there. He's a big colt, and I was surprised how much work he could do at the farm. Gonna give him an extra week to get over all that work. I don't want to put too much on this horse. He's got a big body and a big frame. Don't want to take advantage of him, and want to make sure that we get lots of muscle on him for the Indiana Sires that are coming up end of June. No hurry. Maybe Friday he'll be over there. Splints are coming good. We had them shocked, opted for shocking them rather than crowing them. I don't know what we're going to do with them yet. I saw them this afternoon. They look good. I'd say about 85-90%. They're going in the right direction. That's great. Ollie, don't do that. Ollie Bear. So we'll get him. Whoa, fireworks are good. We'll get him over there soon enough. Butler did it. See on the list? Yeah, he's supposed to be. New York starts early. His first start's in Buffalo on a half. Probably going to school him this week and come right back Mohawk with him next week, or Flamborough with him. Get him used to the half-mile track. Oliver. Now, most of the horses aren't going to be racing on half, so Flamboro's kind of was an afterthought, but this guy here has got a lot of half-mile racing in front of him this summer. So Flamboro next week with him.
All the Ohio horses do too.
Yeah, the Ohio, Amy's right, the Ohio horses do too. So this will take some of the pressure off us with the Mohawk schoolers before qualifying. I would say next time the Ohio horses go behind the gate, it'll be at Flamborough Downs. So we have the Butler did it and the Ohio colts going over there. Too Far Gone also. Stop. Too Far Gone is not ready to go just yet. She'll be ready next week. Actually, she might be the first one we take to Flamborough next Thursday. Oliver, number 6, buddy, keep it down. So Too Far Gone will probably go to Flamborough next week. She looked good. Danny asked to take the hobbles off her. I'm not confident this filly can trot without the hobbles in a race scenario, but we're going to take her over to Flamborough and find out next Thursday. Tomorrow's headline, is he on the list? No. Just want to give one more week to that curb that we had crowd. These are big, heavy horses. We don't want to... Hey, come on. Really want to take our time with tomorrow's headline. Don't want to ask for any more than is needed with him. Didn't want to ask for any more than is needed from him. So going to give him an extra week. Fireworks right now. Geez, they're good fireworks. Twinsburg, another horse probably going to Flamborough. Is she on the list? Yeah. She made the list this week. Flamborough next week. This filly has really shocked the heck out of me. Has really looked awesome over the last 3 weeks. Really excited to see what she's gonna do moving forward. Time Al Houdini, he's not on the list, eh? No. Big heavy colt, just give him another week. Saftik was really floored with the way he looked the other day. Really worked him hard and looked fantastic. He asked me about him again the other night. I know. And Amy says I'm repeating myself. There's nothing wrong with that. So Time Al Houdini, Saftik asked about him again and really likes the colt. He'll probably go with him next time. Time Al Tulo, he didn't make the list, did he? Time Al Tulo again, looked great in the schooler. He's one that probably could have made this list actually easily enough. He is a little timid, looks at everything, but he's been to Mohawk. I trained him in 211 at Mohawk, so maybe that's why I don't have him on the list just yet. Warwi Ultra, this filly made a little break the other day. You know, she has her aches and pains, and I don't want to ask her for too much. So she's going to miss this week. She'll train at the farm, or I might take her to Mohawk. She didn't need to go behind the gate yet. Just want to make sure she's perfect before we get her there. West 52nd, he's not listed. He is on the list? Oh, I don't know why. I'm a little surprised. Anyway, West 52nd, maybe because he's a big bully bugger, and I want to make sure that he gets as much work behind the gate so we can get him under control, because he can get a little bullish, if you will, and I want to make sure I get him under control. So West 52nd is going over on Monday. White Tiger is going over. I would have said no, because he's definitely one of the horses we want to make sure we cheat for a little time. We get him backed off a little bit and ready for the fall. But after what I saw this week, that man needs a muffler. But after what I saw this week at the farm, a little bit of a goofball. You know, really needs to start focusing, and nothing will do that quicker than getting him in with a group of horses on a consistent basis. So although I'm not looking for speed, because I know there's an abundance there, intelligence, he just has to understand what his job is. We have to keep drilling that into them, and repetition and work will do that. So the White Tiger file, if you will, is going to be a little difficult and a little more fluid, because although I do want to save this horse and make sure we have him fresh in case he is a Breeders' Crown type horse, we do have to get him to the races, and we do have to have him doing his work well and doing it properly. So he's going there Monday, more or less just to learn more than anything. Last and certainly not least is the Big Yes Colt. Big Yes Colt is going over. Very happy with what I've seen from him. Another one of those Ohio working man type horses that everybody that's involved with him is pleased what they've seen. Maxwell Plum, Candy Mac, who's the other Ohio horse? Majesty Boy, and now Yes, same types of thing. Want to pack that muscle on. Don't have to push them too hard. I'd like to see them go a mile on 2.4, 2.5. Really start finishing up strong and packing that muscle on in a very positive way. So yes, we'll also be making the track to Mohawk. For those of you that are around Mohawk, fireworks are just finishing up now. For those of you who are going to be around Mohawk, I'd say 11:30, 12 o'clock is when we're going to head on the track, maybe a tiny bit later with these ones. We have 2 full sets that are all ours. 10 will be going behind the gate, and the paddock judge was a little surprised. He goes, "You want 10 on the gate?" Yeah, I want 10 on the gate. Our horses are professional as they come. They've learned a lot, and they understand to trust the people that are sitting behind them too, which is important. I didn't want to push my luck and ask for 3 schoolers, so I said, yeah, we'll put 10 on the gate, 2 schoolers. I don't foresee any problems with the horses we have on this list, so I expect positive things that are going to take place on Monday. Again, I'd like to see a mile in 2-2 with the Pacers, 2-4, 2-5 with the Trotters. You can hear the fireworks in the background. So we're going to be getting underway in a minute. That's our video for the week. Very happy with what I've seen so far and very excited about what's about to take place. It all starts Monday morning at Mohawk. Take care.